One form of art that is frequently overlooked is toy design. These are an example of action figures that are packaged so that you are very excited to get that figure and use all of its accompanying pieces. These are the Glamour Gals that I collected when I was young. You can still get some really old action figures still in the packaging with their hair all perfect and all of their little combs and brushes or weapons, whatever comes with them. People love to see not only their new character, but all the stuff that you can play with. Sometimes it's a new outfit or things that they use a lot. Sometimes it's an entirely new head. We're gonna do a starter pack challenge for you. This is an example of what happens when artists are told to do a starter pack about themselves. They might represent themselves very realistically with regular human proportions, or they might exaggerate their proportions, give themselves a really large head, or turn themselves into a different character altogether, maybe an animal, maybe themselves as an older person or a younger person, with kind of some autobiographical information contained in their package. You can learn a lot about someone by the objects they include in an autobiography and in a self-portrait. For this project, I like to give students a worksheet, something that has maybe a proportion on it, and then you can draw your details over top using pencil lines. I might also include some different worksheets that students can use. It will also have some compartments. You can use those shapes and sizes, or you can make up your own shapes and sizes, because we're just going to be tracing our favorite things onto a different sheet. You'll see soon. So I included the stereotypical brush and comb, but like I said, you can make your own bubbles by working on the back of your worksheet. You can look at some pictures for inspiration, and you can even trace, because guess what? iPad artists trace all the time and then use their own style to simplify or exaggerate or make things cuter than they really are. I want you to think about making your package look cool and inviting. Use bubble letters or some other kind of lettering that is big and thick. And once you have all those components, it is time to get your plastic full-size sheet of Shrinky Dink material. This tracing process is painstaking, so of course take breaks. It can be hard to trace smooth, straight lines on a slippery piece of plastic, but that's what we're growing our skills to be able to do. You might even feel the muscles forming in your hand while you do your tracing today. Take your time. We want to make sure and get the little hanging aperture up top, the little hole, and then we want to color. Things you can use on this plastic are Sharpie, alcohol markers, and colored pencils. This is a frosted type of Shrinky Dink paper, so you can color on top. If you have a different kind, you might need to sandpaper it in order to use the colored pencils. Once you have it colored in full color, it's time to round the edges like packaging. I turn my plastic with my left hand and trim with my right hand. And it's time to punch just the little hole part. I always make sure that my thing I'm punching a hole into goes under the dragon tongue, under, not over. And I punched out the hole part. Time to put it in the oven. We want about 325 degrees. This is gonna be fun to watch, so make sure you get to watch yours. It takes a few minutes, and depending on the strength of your toaster oven, never microwave, you'll start to see the corners curl up, and then eventually the whole thing will get very wavy and curly. It might even be folding in on itself, which can be a little bit scary after you worked so hard. While your plastic is still hot, it's always able to be flattened or bent into a new shape, so don't get too worried. I was getting worried at this point, worried that the whole thing would be stuck together. But as you'll see, things will turn out. It's getting incredibly wavy, and I think the center of my plastic was the last thing to heat up. You'll know it's ready when it flattens back out again and it's quite a bit smaller. They don't shrink perfectly proportionate, but they do get back into kind of a rectangular form with rounded edges. You'll see that your work has shrunken and your hole has shrunken.